what was the date? Yeah, these are two of the most recent, and then these two that were after was I'll have to look. Anyway, so this one you already know was pretty cool. This one should warm your heart a little bit.
Oh shit! I know who wants this.
I think. Alright, dang. So you already see this, right?
Yeah.
You already know I'm going against a bird player, right? Now, of course, in typical fashion, I'm playing S-Force at the time. Now, immediately seeing this extra deck, I can already tell two things. Okay, they either are testing this out, seeing how this deck works, or they only believe they need this amount of cards to really play with it. In reality, with Duelistics, you want multiple copies of certain monsters in your deck, just in case you get shut down, so you have a way to come back. Typically, that's how most people would do it. So, they activate their typical cards, Bird Call, probably a Visit. Goes for a summon here. And meanwhile, I'm evaluating how I'm gonna play this, because I have two things I can respond with. These are the two key cards that I need, basically, to make this win possible. Now, the other thing too, Dang, you have to understand, this card is not a very good card for a few reasons. It's only effect.
Am I lagging or is Jay cutting out?
No, she is.
Yeah, no, they usually.
Alright, I'm here.
Are y'all winning?
What? Pinky, you're in the game with us,
Yeah.
fuck.
Are y'all winning? Oh, y'all ain't winning. I ain't winning. I ain't winning.
Alright, am I back now? Okay, I guess I'm back now, I'm hoping. Okay. But pretty much, this card, in itself, this card in itself, it's not an activation in response, it can be activated pretty much whenever a special summon monster is all available, period. So it can affect either your side or their side. And I learned this from another game where I misunderstood how the effect works, because I initially read it as, it affects my opponent, not any special summon. So in turn, another game it cost me that because I read it wrong. This would negate certain effects, but of course certain monsters and such that have protection against things like that, of course you can't target them, so you have to get them another way with the non-targeting card. Like a, what's it called? Like they were drowning or something like that. Now, in Lucix, from what I have learned, in particular, this Lucix monster right here, Assemble Mega, actually is one of, if not the key card for this archetype to actually do well and win. Now, with the prior knowledge I already know they have 4 other cards they can call out of the deck, so I have a hunch of what she's going to do.
Like, I think I killed her.
But the key threat to this whole deck, at least as far as I'm concerned, is this one, because of the effect reading. This card can attack directly based on the number of material. And one of the next cards she calls out of her extra deck, actually, is one that migrates materials from one card to another. So in turn, on paper, you can have a card like this have up to about 5 materials. You'll get 5 attacks directly for that monster alone. You have to remember, this card, if I remember, it gains attack for each material that's attached to it. So 200 times 5, what? That's a lot of attack power. And for that many attacks that turn, couldn't tell. So pretty much I set one. I set my S-Force Chase because S-Force Chase pretty much is gonna be the key to winning this game. The Lost Wind, I kinda can get away without it. But initially, if I remember, I activate Lost Wind earlier on the following turn because I want to bait out and see if she's got like a hand trap or something.
No.
So I go for an attack.
Get it, King. Get it.
Go back there.
Mickey, you cocked me.
And then, of course, she uses the material to protect itself.
Alted the
So I end my turn
area
here.
where I was alting someone.
So, and of course, she activates her Bird Strike,
Mickey, I alted first.
which calls it out.
You get to see the zone.
The extra fix Wagtail's effect, calling material back to it. Now, at this point in time, my biggest concern is her face down, which is why, at the lead, I activate Lost Wind first to target Nightingale. So Nightingale can't use the effect to protect itself, for whether it's being attacked or by some of the means. So remember, it's with the battle phase, yeah. Battle or card effect, yeah, battle or card effect. So remember, that's what I do. Before summons and Summon Storm gets another special
No,
summon.
you didn't ult it.
Which goes Cobalt Spear or Sparrow, whatever. I can see why this deck can be considered very strong, but to me it just feels very a boring way to play, to be honest. It's just not a lot. It doesn't feel like a lot. Now, here's where I knew I had to make my move because I was waiting for a very critical card to come out. And I wanted to see which exceeds most, because sometimes your opponent will do something a little different, a little weird. If I remember, was this the one that's unaffected by
Yo, his name is Hail Satan, I just realized.
No, it's Hail Sati.
Okay, so it's whenever it's attack, battle damage is inflicted to you. I believe
ready?
it's a material that protects it from card effects, I believe. Yeah, it was a material.
No,
Cobalt
you guys
Spear
backed
made
him
it so
up now.
it could not be
I was
targeted with
waiting.
card effects during this turn. So, during this moment when they summoned for this thing, you already see they use a lot of material. They have nothing in their hand. The only
couldn't fucking
concern is the
Yes,
face
you see.
down right here.
Oh, I got rooted.
So Cobalt effect activates. This is when I respond immediately with S-Force Chase, which pops the win condition for her deck, and then she immediately scoops right here because she had her win condition taken away.
Boom, boom, boom.
But yeah, I thought that would make you feel a little better because I remember you saying you were playing against that and it just felt cancerous to deal with.
But yeah, I kept going against people who's like, oh yeah, you know that monster you just summoned against me? Trap card. It's mine now. I can't attack
mine
with it,
now.
but it's mine now. We kept using Crackdown.
Oh, you're talking about Ice. Oh, Crackdown. Oh, I thought you were talking about Ice Prison. Okay. Because there's another card that can do the exact same thing, but it calls it out of the graveyard. But I thought that would make you feel a little better because while that deck is very good and annoying to deal with, there's ways to shut it down. It's you have to, you just need to keep things in place to make that happen first. To make it easier to achieve, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like for heroes to deal with this, I don't think in particular heroes have a way outside of like using something like super polymerization to basically just steal the monster for a fusion because it can't be interrupted by any effects.
Oh shit, I
That'd be
missed
one
my
way you
W,
can
my
do
bad.
it. You could do something like a mind control, not a mind control,
Poison.
enemy controller, where you tribute a monster of yours, steal theirs, and then just attack them with their own effect. That'd be one way you could do it, depending if they have no back row protection or anything like that.
Yep,
There's a handful of ways to do it. Like the deck is good, but
What's he
I
gonna
would
do?
say
Who do I have to level
The
up to
only
get super-
reason this in particular,
Which Jaden do I have to
Which one?
level up to get the super polarization? I'll do it. Is it in the pack?
oh, you can't get it through
Surrender.
Jaden. You actually have. You can't get it through
Must be
Jaden. You
random.
actually have to get it through. I'll show you where you can get it.
I know. I know no one else is gonna.
The
fuck this
only
random.
way. The only way you can get a super polymerization is you actually have to go to the special.
Seems a lot more
Scroll
early
all the way
game
down.
than
Is it special or is it items?
Wait, you guys surrender?
No.
Yeah, it is. Here it is. Okay, so
They
the
want
only way you
to.
can get it is actually through
random
bundles
1 and 2.
on
Oh,
the
I was
store,
in it. You guys were not in it with me.
and you basically scroll down, see whichever card it is you're looking for.
Yeah.
Now, you have to understand that when you buy through here, I think I told you before, when you buy through here, what you're paying for is a multitude of packs of whatever the current box is, plus the card you're getting from here. So in this case, it would be 17 packs from the latest box. You get your covers for whatever the card is and stuff like that. So just be mindful when you are doing this. Check and see if there's something in the main box you actually want that's current
Good shot.
before you make a purchase like this. Because otherwise, it's like if you're pulling in a box, there's nothing you want, you kind of waste your time. So if there's
Yeah,
even at least one card there outside of this, it makes it a little more worthwhile.
Right.
Well, at least I can find it real
Oh,
quick.
what the-
Because,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, see,
Building a mortar
I already
shield
paid for it
I'm gonna get a
a
knife.
while back. I already paid for it a while back, but the thing though with this though, too, of course, you, like I said, you'd get 17 packs of what are the current boxes, but the exception being, you actually get some vagrants, some special standard duelists, basically, throughout the duel world.
Right.
So, which will give you
What
basically
movement is that?
anywhere from ×5 to ×20 more experience than standard duelists. So it's a great way to go and
I've
give you a
also
little
been
extra
18.
experience when leveling up your characters. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's there.
Now's your time.
but your main thing you're focusing on is whatever the main box is and whatever the card is you're trying to get. So, for
Oh,
example,
you said 15.
Yeah, I did.
I heard
the
my
current
ult's
box, Majestic Magic. Majestic Magic has actually got quite a few good things in it. Because Wind Witches are good, Dogmatica
Yeah,
is
they work
good.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
The
did.
new Dark Magician support with Dark Magician, the
heard
Dragon
my
Knight
ult is
is
up.
good.
Oh, Pinky,
There's
you.
also
Wait,
I said,
he was dumb.
there's also
a
some
nasty for you.
He did.
There's also some newer cards as well. The Time Thieves are getting
Yeah.
introduced. More Wind
Bloody-
Charmer cards are being introduced,
She's
and also
I
dang,
killed her.
another really good
Wind
card you can
Rise.
get. But
I'm taking
dang,
Dire.
other
got
really
Dire?
good cards you can get. Oh wow, they already limited Book of Eclipse to 3.
Oh, shit, she
Damn, that
cried.
was quick. But But
I
dang,
was taking Tower.
another really good card you could get is Book of Eclipse for your heroes, because this could be a real good game saver and basically
I got a
forcing your
Marshall now.
opponent to
This
draw
will last a
cards
little
for
bit
however many
longer.
monsters they have. And if you remember, like I told you, Dang, you can have your opponent draw as many as 4 cards, and you stack it with a second one, and you could have him draw an additional 4. But ideally, you wouldn't want to activate 2 in the same turn, because then you wouldn't get the secondary effect
so-
twice.
I wanted to take it.
You'd
I was
want to
like,
wait. You would want to
"Dumb
wait.
bitch. Why would you take
You would probably
it?
want to wait till your next turn to activate the second one to force another activation, if that makes sense. Okay. But there's a lot of really good cards in this box.
Alive. Oh, fuck.
But these are just some things that you.
You're not even.
But these are just some things you want to consider.
I ain't healing you again.
Shut
That
up, I
was
just
your
wanted to-
heal.
I just needed it quickly, dude. I just needed it quickly.
yeah.
So I can go back into the fight.
What fight?
Okay, he's being greedy.
This fight.
What
What do you mean?
fight?
Dude, you weren't low.
You didn't even hit Snowball. What fight?
Another one.
Oh,
But-
I was making sure they weren't here then.
Another one by some
But yeah, Nick, these are just some things you want to consider when you are pulling in boxes or stuff like this.
Impatient
So
as
if
an
you do
ass.
have like 950
the only
gems, you
time I
could get a
didn't
super
wait for it. Shut
polymerization
up.
right now,
Impatient
Okay.
as
An ass.
which I would encourage you to
Shut up,
get.
Dink.
Which is what I would
Christmas.
encourage you to. But dang, that's what I would encourage you to get for your hero deck because it's just good to have a more versatile card for you to open up more plays. But be mindful, it is restricted to one, so if you do have it in your deck, you are locked out of other cards as well.
Oh my gosh.
Bye.
For that.
Just you are aware.
I was gonna go back in and kill her,
No.
but
Dang,
okay,
he
Dave.
would have died if it wasn't for Rakan.
My ult?
Yep.
My Q killed her and so.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Let me see,
build
what
my
other
my hero and my
duelist-
E-hero deck.
Yeah. Well, focus on one, then work on the other.
Okay.
That way, you're
Like,
not
The
dividing
E-hero
your
deck is
resources
just
too much.
implementing, Eva heroes into a hero deck.
Okay, I got IE now.
Well, the thing is, you have to understand the core of your deck has to be focused. Well, it doesn't have to be, but ideally, you want to prioritize one or two, maybe three different goals that you want the deck to achieve. So you're not trying to have too many things trying to be done and having nothing achieved at all, if that makes sense. And what I mean is
Yes,
like being good at trying to be good at everything while being good at nothing.
No.
Okay?
Right?
Because I believe I told you at least my philosophy of like having cards in your deck that are essential to
Rakan
making
landed
it
two
work.
abilities on her, she died
Like for
instantly.
example, one of the key cards for these best forces to work correctly, you need Shinmaru. You actually
She healed.
need her in this deck to
Yeah.
function properly.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
she's a
two.
one card. She's a card starting engine for this deck. So she's essential. She needs to be here. Now you can get away with other cards like Razor, but they're nowhere nearly as
They're low.
good because
Oh my God,
Robba
kill
in
him.
particular
There's ones right
searches
here in the
in
bush,
the
the ones
deck
right here in the bush.
specifically,
Never mind. I guess she died.
and and they all just synergize really well together. Now every deck is different. Like for example, heroes. There's
Wait
so
for
many ways
me.
to play heroes.
Sorry, bitch.
And the possibilities are virtually endless. That's why I
feeling a
said. That's why I
BT.
said
I'm gonna
since
lifesteal
you
the fuck
wanted
out
to
of this
play
game.
heroes, basically the potential is all the way up to the ceiling. You'll have a unlimited number of ways you can play heroes, but the thing you have to pay attention to is a lot of your hero monsters. The
A lot of
moment they
your
land on
times
the
are back
board,
here.
if you don't initially have some form of
They're
protection to
easier,
save yourself,
right?
Yeah.
Take the heal, dude.
you are virtually
it.
screwed out of your
Making
turn.
sure It's full.
And I've done the exact
it's
same
full.
thing to people who
can't
have
tell.
played. I've done the exact same thing to people who have played heroes, who have screwed themselves
Not bad.
because they had no way to really protect their monster the moment it was hit on summon, because they invested so many resources into getting it out there, which is the
No
price you
reason why
pay.
to be feared.
But it also comes down to how you build the deck, what you put into it, and like what's in your
Damn
extra
it.
deck for solutions
If
to
you're
certain
not letting
problems you
lifesteal
have,
the minions,
things
the
like
fuck
that.
is-
But
Thanks fucking E in the wave.
there's like a multitude of things. But yeah, there's like a multitude of things for like different answers to different solutions
God,
and
freaking
things like that.
Rakan.
But what was this one? This one was
Wait, Dank, who did you? Oh.
Oh,
Mm.
Quinn.
At the very last second.
Yeah, after we all died.
Yeah.
oh,
I would have
this-
killed Quinn, but Rakan just shielded her twice.
Yeah, because we're all dead,
Oh,
dude.
dang,
You gotta do it
dang!
when we're
Oh
all
my
in the
gosh!
bed.
Oh my god, dang! I remember this. I remember this.
私は私のやり方でお前に
This was that troll deck
私
that
の
I
デュエルの
built
全力を尽
for
くしてな
funsies.
デュエル
This is that troll deck I built for funsies. Oh my god, you gotta see this. Okay, so
私のターン
No wonder you're doing damage. Oh my god.
no, you know most decks they're gonna play cards that are gonna summon over level 4 for level 4 or higher typically.
ムーンライト
So this basically just forces all mosses
エメラルドバーストの効果
on both sides of the field into defense.
発動効果で墓地へ送られた
Now, this is a little Lunanite archetype, which is known for their fusions and stuff like that. They're not particularly hard to deal with if you have, if you basically have a good understanding of how your deck interacts with them.
融合を発動
She tried to
For example, they like using fusions a lot, and they do have pretty good synergy with each other, and like cards that call them in and upgrade and things like that. Shiro's your heroes kind of have answers like that.
Yeah, I died for a reason. I've definitely
Your hero cards kind of have answers to things like that. But the place I think where heroes struggle in particular is unless you invest in like really essential heady cards, it really makes it tough for your deck to function properly. But as you can see, they have their own feet. What I don't understand though is
seems like you only need a minute.
I'm guessing the only reason she's running another polymerization.
Only do so much.
I'm guessing the only reason she's running another polymerization is because she doesn't have another
30%.
I'm all for her.
Luna light. Now,
I think he's at 2.
dang,
Right? Okay.
I got 30% life still now.
Dang.
Dang. He's failing us.
This man.
Oh, the Quinn.
Wow.
Failure.
Failure. Yeah.
He sat at base for like 4 seconds.
I know.
but
What's
I spaced
distracting
out
you,
for a
my guy?
second, but
I'm watching something for Jade.
And?
Yeah, I only have
You
one
can't
monitor.
you can't
Kay.
multitask?
multitask, dang.
Hyde still in his fucking TFT game?
But
Did he start a new
pretty
one?
much I tribute them, I give him a
Do the whole
lava golem.
Might as well do another
Now-
one.
Oh, yeah, might as well do another
Now
one.
if you notice that, this was smart on her part, activating Book of Boon to save herself from the effect of lava golem. Now, that's smart on her part, but it doesn't change the fact that she's still locked out of attacking. And I believe she activates the second Book of Moon. Yeah, she does. Yeah, so she uses both of her Book of Moons to save this one monster here. Or she used both, but yeah. One to save herself, which was smart, and this one I think was less worthwhile, to be honest. Which leads me to believe she has nothing in her deck to tribute to be able to save her from this, which is why she tried to save herself here. Think of her direct attack here. And of course, as you notice, I had a second floodgate, so she tries to flip summon. Now, if you know, one thing in particular to understand though, dang, is Little Light Crimson Fox is a very strong card if used correctly. Because if you pay attention to the second effect, you banish this from the graveyard and negate an activation. If you do, each player gains 1,000 life. Now, what's important here is it negates an effect. That's what's important, which is why you want to answer this kind of card if you can immediately. If that makes sense. Which is why if you can shut down a Little Light player by taking it away from him, it makes the duel a little easier. But she immediately scoops. But she immediately
I'm ready
scoops.
for Hyde.
Almost done. I'm almost done.
Oh, you're almost done?
But yeah, she immediately gives up here
in fact, I think we
because
should start the queue because he didn't
she
wanna wait
didn't
for
see
us.
Yeah, he didn't want to wait for us. After
But yeah.
asking.
but yeah.
No, he has to be.
But as you see, the person there didn't really have an answer to
complaining about playing with the homies.
that being taken away,
Can be done?
or
We said we'll be
they
done after this
saw
game,
the-
dude.
saw
DVD doesn't take
that they
long,
were
thing
kind of
hasn't
stuck.
changed. You know he used to play it, dude.
Hey.
Oh my god, you're just impatient.
I think Hyde's
Chris.
making excuses. This was what was this one?
You didn't want to play with it, just say it.
I was playing Alito. Damn. What deck was I playing here? I think. Was I playing?
Oh my goodness. We have absolute seminar fucking.
Okay.
You might-
You want to fight Hyde?
What is? Oh, I was playing the troll deck here too. Oh, I think I remember what happened here
He could
exactly.
invite himself, is that what you just said?
But
Yes.
But yeah, the key thing to remember here, Dank, though, the purpose of this particular deck was basically to troll. I wasn't trying to win, but the core idea of this was very fucking funny.
Alright, start the queue.
But oh my god,
Yeah, I guess so.
because
Finally.
the only thing that would have made this the only thing that would have made this deck better is if I had there's a particular Time Lord, I forget, it's off of Zone in 5Ds. Basically what it does is well, there's two of them. There's one that on summon, pretty much if it gets involved in attack, it has 4,000 attack, which could be normal summon if you have no monsters, but pretty much both players take no battle damage of any kind. But at the end of the damage step, your opponent takes 1,000 damage, which is what the key part that really matters. There's another card, if I remember, when it on attack, it shuffles everything into your opponent's deck, and I believe you take a certain percentage of damage for it, or I might be thinking of a different Time Lord that does that. But there's another Time Lord that does a lot more burn damage than this one does, because this is the only one that I had at the time to get a similar effect. Now, if I remember, when I played this, oh yeah, that's right. This is a trap card I forgot that I had because I put it the low rarity one too. But the effect is it's so simple. But the key thing to remember is just based on the number of cards your opponent controls, they get 150 damage per card that they have, which can really add up very quickly. And of course, you get the secondary effect of if this card is about to be destroyed, Dank, just activate it, because you'll get the additional damage on top of what the original effect is. So just really understanding how your cards interact with each other really helps.
Yes, that is a banana.
And of course, he activates Masco, Attune,
Oh,
but the problem with this is he didn't read what my monster's effect was, which just sends it back to the deck, so he just loses a card for free.
Okay. What Chroma? That's nice.
And of course, he hits me with the Dimensional Prison,
See,
which is a really good card.
it's unfortunate that the champ supports this so pretty.
It's a pretty good generic card for what it is, but I would swap something like that out for
Are
something
we all
better.
girls? Oh my god, we are.
Because a lot of cards can be,
Probably
yeah, because a lot of cards can be targeted for in the
They are
banish
almost
pile.
all guys besides Leona.
I know.
Baby girls. Shut up.
Just another. She's just a Chad, my dude.
But for me, this is a stall burn deck, basically. And this is where, since I see that my initial win condition is not working, then I set my alternate condition, basically.
Yeah.
And
That should
a
set
card like
them.
this does two things, which can punish your opponent for playing slow, and if they don't answer you soon, you basically just burn them to death after enough time.
Yeah, hell yeah, this is what cut
I guess.
Yo,
I
heal,
guess.
heal, heal.
If I remember
And I'm gonna get dead.
correctly,
I guess that Leona wasn't
Oh.
him.
now, he summons White, I think, 4 times. If I remember correctly, this guy summons Spirit of White
We didn't need
4
it.
times
Yeah.
this duel,
We didn't
because of
need it.
how annoying each of my
You see
back row is for him. And he gets another Blue Eyes here, out of the deck, but it's affected by Area B, so none of them can attack, so he's basically at a stalemate.
Fucking only fucking me.
And
Come on.
oh, I must have had a ritual thing going on in this deck. I forgot. Take this for Osiris. And of course, this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting to see if he would activate something else here to try to save himself. And sure enough, he does exactly that. Oh,
He healed.
which of course, once returned, attached material should be any number of monsters from your hand or field, a minimum of 1, and then destroy equal number of cards on the
Rob,
field.
use your own
Now,
heal.
if you could tell, Dank,
Yeah, yeah,
the
heal-
key
heal yourself
card
right
that
now.
he would destroy
Like,
would
you heal
be
more than
this.
fucking Rocket heals.
But since I still save this is what helped me this turn. which basically forced him to get rid of his own monster. But how exactly did he summon the Spirit of White though? We checked the log real quick.
You're dead though. Yeah, I think they just revived now.
Oh, the log's here. So he attributes.
Okay,
Should've
I
took
got
all
this
of
all.
Hyde's kills.
I got this
So
all,
he
man.
attributes this, changes this.
So good.
The Spirit of White. This person was attribute this card. This is special. How did he special summon this out of his hand though? Oh right, he must be using Kaiba's ability. Blue Eyes Dimension. That's probably what it was. And I just wasn't thinking. But anyway, he summons back another Blue Eyes Spirit because he's worried about my face downs, which is fair. I activated Kiteroid, and he basically lost that on the turn.
Me?
I tribute because I tribute and give him a lava golem. And now, what I did here was I baited with one card to see if he has another card destruction.
Yeah, it's hard, dude.
And of course I
Needs to
activate
block your
another
ass.
Kiteroid. And of course, sure enough, I get Area B again, where he's locked out for a minute, which gets him to waste this card.
Renekton has no flash.
But he opts to destroy this because he doesn't want to keep taking burn damage every turn, which is smart. Very smart on his part. But then of course he tries to activate White Son of Legend, but I lock him out of that play, so that way he can't call another Blue Eyes out of his deck. Now, I think I fumbled the ball here on the next move. I think I fumbled the ball on the next move by activating Swords, which screws me because then he can activate White Son of Legends of that. I think I fumble
I guess
here.
Leona's not him.
Yeah, he's not Chad material, dude.
Oh, he activates Prison,
We don't
right?
engage. This guy died to Pope.
Well, who's the
Not
engaged?
true. Yeah, who's the
Pinky.
which one's the AC? Oh,
No.
Pinky.
Oh, why am I the engaged?
Now, this is smart on
You're
his
like, I
part.
got it.
Now, dang, if you can,
Like, I got it.
now, dang, if you can manage to go ahead and get a hold of a card like this of
Think
Ice
he'll do
Dragon's
himself.
Prison, this is
He
a
got-
very good card to be able to get a free monster out of your
die.
opponent's graveyard if you find something good. Whether it's a good beat stick,
I
or
did
if, say,
die.
you're playing a synchro deck,
I was
or even a
alive
fusion
with
deck, getting you a certain amount of levels
Yeah.
or a type of material you need for your
Betrayal
monsters.
at its
This is
So
a
just
very
switch
good
from
card to
fucking
have.
Someone instead of him.
Say you're, like, say you're lacking material.
Someone that's in, so he
This
doesn't have
can
to go in.
help
'Cause
you
you
out
know,
quite a
like
bit.
you can still auto now while you ult, dude.
Yeah. It's actually
And of course, he saves himself with the effect. He tributes for another Spirit of White. Like I said, dang, he summoned the Spirit of White, I think, 4 to 5 times. But this he's so afraid. This guy is so threatened by my spell and trap cards, which is actually hilarious. And he gets another Blue Eyes, but this time it's not Spirit of White.
まずは軽いジャブでアプローチだドローカードをセット手札魔法カード発動
Oh my god.
And of course, activate Swords here. Which is just another really good follow-up because he's already gotten rid of my Area B twice now. Which means I believe he calls for another
Yeah,
Spirit
I was
of
waiting for
White
cooldown
shortly
too.
on after.
Like, go and get ultimate.
Oddly enough.
俺
Yeah.
はこれでターンエンドだ
Yeah, oh,
That was
most on point.
I just think it's very funny.
Thinks he's cute.
And of course he calls Spirit, but Dank, you see this, right? He used recycling Spirit of White so purposely.
これでターンエンドだ
It's his only answer for getting rid of certain spells and traps, which is another flaw with Blue Eyes. Well, this guy in particular is playing Blue Eyes. Otherwise, there's better cards than just
Gil back
repeatedly
here.
using
Okay, I'll just take it.
Spirit of White. Very good, I would say.
Are you going actual support?
Yeah.
I just tend to go full AP.
I thought someone to go in with me.
No, yeah, I have
For a
any other
second.
abilities up. Not gonna lie to you.
I should never found. Me actually. Let's see. Can I turn down?
Oh, why did you ult me now?
I
of
cannot
all
from here,
fucking
so
things,
I'll do.
dude?
I'll do it after this. After this, I'll do it. But after here, I see you guys for that upset, bro. Retribute again, give him another lava golem, and he's still locked out of his turn.
Oh, shit.
Quadro.
Which she in turn goes for. I believe he goes for another lava golem. And now,
I can't fucking auto.
Yeah, she stunned your ass, dude.
Twice.
There you go.
yeah. Now you have to understand that. You have to understand that because he activated the effect of.
Goodbye, Derek.
Oh shit, where is it? Because he activated the effect of Ice Prison when he called by Monster out, the effect is negated, but he does get a free attack point monster. That's the important part of this card. Now, why he does this? Typically, an opponent will do this for a multitude of reasons, but usually it's one of three. It's either they need the material to get an extra beater on the field, give them a monster for protection,
Oh, who's going in
or
back there?
it's to help them get to,
Oh, yeah.
It's to help to get to another answer or requirement, if that makes sense. Typically, it depends on the kind of deck you're playing. Usually, will tell you what it's going to be. While it's going against link monsters, it's just going to be material for another link. Whether it's for fusions, it's usually going to be like in Omni Heroes, because-
Flash.
particular fusion. It could be. It could be used in synchros too, because it is a level 8. It will be a great
Oh my
jump start
God.
to get to a level 11 or 10 or even 12-star synchro.
Can't move.
The options are really high up there.
Really?
I'm actually been thinking about
Really,
on the
oh.
next train ticket to picking this up because the investment to get one of these in the box is honestly, I don't feel it's worth it because there was nothing I really wanted in the box that this card was released in, sadly. Which is a shame because this is a really good trap card.
Dang, don't set up
Which
there
just
that
sucks,
fucking
but yeah.
fire, my guy.
And of course, you see he calls out Spirit of White again. So he's gonna tribute next turn to summon it again because he's so afraid of my back row, which is fucking hilarious. Now, I think at some point during this duel, I believe I'd troll him by attacking into one of his monsters to send all his cards back to the deck that we can't touch and in the grave just to troll.
Not like that.
Yeah, not like that though. Use the bush. Use the bush.
And of course, he activates Prominence to negate the effect, which is.
Oh, now you have to go in.
A pretty good
Magnify.
effect.
Look.
But the only thing with Prominence Dank, though, is the requirement being it needs to be the same type to negate the activation.
Wow.
I got ulted
That's the only
again.
thing. So unless you're really
I
sure
like
that
1d
you have
for
something
2d3.
in your hand to negate,
People on me.
or have a lot of
I
a
went in.
particular
What happened to you,
card in
dude?
your deck,
Mm.
Prominence
Wait, Dink had ult.
it can be very
I
iffy
just
on
got
whether
it
how good it
back.
is.
Likely story, Dink. Kill them then. Ult it.
But of course, he still takes damage right away. This is the standby phase. The second one doesn't get activated, but he tributes for another Spirit of White because he's really afraid of my face downs. This is like the 5th time he summoned this fucking thing. Which he takes my cylinder, which is fine. But oh my god, I never thought I'd get so annoyed seeing Spirit of White. I get I'm playing a troll deck, but it's fucking annoying though. I forget what does Solid do. Cause he,
Mickey, did you just take the heal back there, my guy?
That I did, in fact.
cause it
That's so bad, dude.
was. Oh right, what's a
Robert,
solid
don't you
white?
build AP?
Let me see.
No, I got AP.
Oh, okay, right. It's a negate on. It targets the negate on the field. Okay. I never see that card then. I never really thought what it does. And then activate Wall of Disruption. Now, just because he activated the effect of Spirit to summon out another Blue Eyes does not save him here, because the effect that Wall of Destruction goes for is whatever monster that's attacking, as long as you're attacking,
No, let's get the,
you still suffer from the effect of regardless of what you summon. Even if the card gets banished, the effect still resolves because the order that it went off.
He's all looking for us in the bush.
So he just gave up his...
deciding who gets
So
the fucking...
he gave up his Spirit of White virtually for no reason here. He could have saved it for another turn, but I think he was going to try to recycle it again here, but that just doesn't end up getting to happen. I lose my Time Lord, which is fine, but I have Kiteroid, so I toss Kiteroid and get a free protection. At this point in time, I'm thinking he's probably paranoid on what my face down is, because I've done nothing but mess with him this whole duel at this point in time. And you see his get count is at 4, right?
Listen.
And I've got life point advantage and everything. I've got basically everything in my favor, pretty much. Which is very hilarious. Now, you see what he did? You see this, right? He gave up that in order to go ahead and get this, which is so funny. But he forgets I have another card to this target to go ahead and dismiss. Now, the only thing I'm questioning here at the time, I was questioning why did he pick Kiteroid? But then it just occurred to me, oh wait, that's right, he wants me to be able to protect myself. Smart. But he didn't account for me having another card that's just like Kiteroid, which is actually hilarious.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I believe I
Oh, wait,
burn
you
him
turned him.
here, don't I? Did I burn it here?
Pinky, did you just save them?
Yeah. He did. He did the Bane thing.
Now, I don't know. Now, Dank, if you remember at the very beginning of the duel, he tried this exact same thing, and look what he does. He still hasn't learned what this does. Because he hasn't learned that this doesn't matter. So, now whether I attack or not is not the point. The point is the secondary effect of the burn damage. If I attack him, I'm basically trolling. I'm basically trolling if I attack him. Now here, it's just hilarious.
Wow.
Now, at this point in time, I don't know, I don't even know why he activates swords here at this point. I'm blown away at this point of why he activates swords. And of course, he doesn't have an answer for Mirror Force, because he can't call out his Spirit of White. He's already done it 5 times, and it still wasn't enough. No, I think... No, because his swords are really like, no, I dart attack, so he dies to decking out on the next turn. But Dank, look how many turns this took him to get to me. It took him 39 turns. You see this, Dank? 39. Oh, and it's still not done, Dank. We have about 2 more turns. Because now, you see, he has 0 cards in his deck, so all I have to do, Dank, is, for funsies, he activates a face down, I guess just for the fuck of it, because there's nothing else he can do. I set this just because. Now, the fun thing with this gimmick, Dank, is the Time Lords as they shuffle in back to your deck. In theory, you could virtually never deck out with the way that the cards work, which is the genius part. Because they shuffle back in, they reset, and you stall out until your opponent decks himself out, which is hilarious. So pretty much at turn 41, I end my turn, and he can't draw, which is just hilarious in itself.
Oh, she has Warmogs. So don't focus on
But
Leona. She
I
has
remember I
Warmogs.
was. But I remember I was just cracking up the entire time. This entire duel. Because I've seen people do something similar to me. And as annoying as it is, I understand. But oh my god. I think I played against one person who immediately saw I played like, what, 2 trap cards in a similar way? And they just gave up before the
Yeah,
duel even
interrupted
really
the
started. Because what, I summoned one
Rob would
Time
ult
Lord
me.
at the time, and they just surrendered. Which is just like, the duel didn't even start, my guy.
Dude, I charmed the
Uh-oh.
Renekton as he tried to go in.
Yeah, Michaela, you have to worry about disengage because there's
Oh my god.
nobody else on the team.
Leona
Yeah.
gave me free style sack.
Hmm?
But yeah, those were some of the ones I wanted to show you recently, dang.
Oh,
Because I thought that might